Hello, this is Vulturefire, and this video is going to be a run with a deck that Hamid, I don't know how to pronounce his name, in the Discord built. This is a Enraged Caitan list. We are on beta 6117 right now, which means several balance passes on the Shattered Ramparts, some exciting bugs, largely stable. I don't think there are any major outstanding bugs right now. There's one that may come up that we'll get to it when we get to it. So go ahead and grab this, and no, this isn't that useful. Extra max health could come in handy because we are Caitan, so we are going to be taking damage. So our starting deck, we have 2x Gamblers, 2x Shifting, 1x Strenuous, which is interesting. I tend to prefer 2x Strenuous and 1x Gamblers, but I'm not going to modify this list. I'm just going to run it as is. I've done one run with this list so far, and it worked. I was able to turn one Maw, but I struggled for most of the early areas. I just don't think I took quite the right cards to make it work. But so the key goal of the deck is that you're going to be trying to stack Enrage, which means we're going to try and get a lot of Mighty, power up Enrage, and then we are going to also have, of course, Show of Force, which we gain powerful 1 this turn for every Mighty rank we have, and then we deal 3 damage to the first enemy. One of our issues is we do want to get into our other mighty source is Shifting Focus, which means that we do want to get into spell stance for that. So we have Heated Strike, which is how we're going to be doing that. And we also have Scattered Beam as one of our payoffs, and I have been pretty impressed with this card in the runs I've done so far with this, or in the run I did with this deck, because it is just a solid AoE that you just have access to in the starting deck. I think it's the only really good AoE damage source because Frag Blast is the only other one that even will hit all enemies. It's only 3 base for the all enemy hit. And Scatter Beam is like 13.5 average. So let's get to it. We are, of course, going to the Ramparts. There's an argument to be made, like if you are playing an Enraged deck, you want to go to the Forest, specifically because you want to try and hit Forest Guardians because they have good Mighty cards. But that's not what we're here to do. I am still really trying to just play Ramparts. So that's where we're going. And there are some cards here that are going to be potentially very useful to us. The big one being one of the defensive cannon cards, if we can get it. I think Battle Ready is the one we want here. Mana Gain, Starting Mighty Rank. That just absolutely turbocharges a lot of these cards. Okay, so we do have a defensive cannon. We are going to beat it up and get better than Elemental Strike, which is a completely fair card that one day is definitely not going to nerf at any point. I kind of like Pitiful Strike, because it is, I don't think Kindred Strike is okay, but it is a bit risky in some fights. But I really like Pitiful here, I think, because it is a way to get vulnerable. We don't care about losing the shield, and it does a good amount of damage. Rampage is potentially very good. Group Focus seems okay. We'll see what things end up happening. This fight can be really annoying, but I think Enrage should get us there, because we can, just do that. And we got a little bit unlucky, but we were able to just follow up with another. We had enough mana to play the second one. Unleash is great. I really want to have at least one copy of Unleash. It is a better version of Scattered Beam for this deck. Alright, so that is unfortunately going to leave one of them alive, and there's not a ton we can do about that. But we're not taking meaningful damage here, so that's fine. Alright, I don't think we want that. This is just kind of expensive. I think we just take the surprise attack for now. Ancient Statue is fine. Deadly Singer is also fine. I think we're going to take the Deadly Singer. There's an argument to be made for taking the Benta card because we have a decent AoE stuff. And I probably should have. I think the 5 mana, or I think getting 5 mana would have been worth it. So, go ahead and get that. Alright, so that turns this on. Oh, I should have gotten that out. Let's do swap modes a couple times. And then we are unfortunately just shy of getting this kill, so we are going to take 8 damage, and then this one's going to just die. I think I probably could have sequenced that better to force the kill out, but I didn't. I think we just take more Enrages. I do need more mana at some point, but I like just getting more Enrages. Let's go ahead and get that out, because you have more health. Unfortunately, can't play that twice, so we are going to have to pass turn. Fortunately, we don't take any damage here. And now it's just a matter of getting the pieces. We're going to do that first because we do want the extra mighty rank. Okay. So, unfortunately, our only strikes right now are these heated strikes, which are kind of a little underwhelming. But they'll get the job done. I don't like that. I don't really want another one of these. I don't really want that either. I would really like to have gotten... I really think we really want just the Gatling focus there. It's obviously not rerolling for it because we have this as a fantastic reroll target. So we're just going to take the Warcry and probably cut it because I think that at 3 mana it's not worth it. Especially because we just don't have the spare mana sitting around right now. We'll actually just get critical here, I think. I don't think it's worth doing using Deadly Stinger right now. I maybe should have gotten this off, but I don't think we can't actually afford it, so. Yeah, we are now shocked, which happens. We take some damage. Okay, so we could have used this, but I think we just want... Oh, we have to get that out. I may have... Actually, we are going to go ahead and use that, I guess. And we needed it because we needed the crit. Okay, that worked out. I think we just take Forbidden Rites because it's just so much mana. This is okay, but I think we need the mana. That helps with Stim the Bleeding. We need to get all the Enrages upgraded because they are just so much better once upgraded. I think we cut the Warcry. It's just a lot of mana and it doesn't draw us cards and it doesn't deal damage, which is an unfortunate combination of things. Okay, so one of our bugs right now is that you can squish the board. As you can see, let's go ahead and do that actually. We can do that. Oh, but now okay, so we need something to have burn on it so that we can fire tap it. Right, this is a little unfortunate. What we really wanted to draw here was any of our AoE spells. And this is like a problem with it that I have with how I play this. How I play this deck right now is like I've been prioritizing not the card draw first, and the card draw is very important. Let's see what we draw. I think playing this twice should get us the kill, but that's even better. Okay, yeah, this gives us all of the runes, which is very good. This is okay. Helps us get to freezes faster, and we're just going to keep upgrading Enrages. We do want more card draw, though. Okay. Sure. I think it is worth getting the critical here. Okay. We do really want better strikes to draw with that. Because right now, all we have is the one strike, and it's kind of anemic. I say as it kills something. But like, we have a million Vengeance. I suppose it does help contribute to our Vengeance count a decent amount. This is a very awkward position to be in where all of our burn ended up on the front one. We got very unlucky on how that burn distributed, which meant we couldn't use the fire taps. I'm not a huge fan of the fire taps in this list because you don't have that many temporary cards, and there have been a few too many turns where I just couldn't use the fire taps. I think it's just too easy for that to happen for me to be happy with. I should have played that because I could have gotten stuff out. Yeah, I think I would rather the fire taps be something else, although I don't know what. But they just blink too much. None of this is draw. Careless Strike is another strike. I could have spent the reroll there, I guess, because we didn't end up needing the other thing. Do I like Perfected Strike? Probably. I don't think I like that. Do I like either of these? I don't know. Artillery seems okay. This fight could kill us. We'll see. Alright, good. We are going to get this kill. It's kind of worried we wouldn't. But yeah. The other thing is, like, I don't have any card draw trinkets yet, which means that, like, when I get a bad opening hand, there's just nothing I can do about it. Baka. Alright, we can force the shuffle, which there's no particular reason for us to do that, but there's no particular reason not to. I think we do that first to get out the, get rid of the whatever. Goodbye. To get rid of the purity so that we were in the clear. Can we afford an artillery? God, I want to. We're going to try. I don't know that we can. It's possible that we can't yet, but if we reach a point where we can, we'll be very happy. I think we rush going into this fight because this is a fight where I feel like there is a chance that we just have a really bad time. And like we shouldn't need our rest for anything except boss fights, usually. Do not love their spamming of purity. I guess we will do that. We want to get this out first, I think. Okay, that actually just demolished them, which is cool with me. There's a chance that kills that one, and then this should demolish. Yeah, okay, so now we take damage from the two that are left alive. That went very well, because we did draw our kill card turn 1. So we are still looking for some stuff. Permanent Frost Rune is very nice. That just ensures that we can beat stuff up. Do we reroll here? I do really like Perfected Strike, I think. It does cost surprise cost its mana when drawn, but it isn't affected by that part of it isn't affected by fatigue. The downside is I want to know how that works with Caitan's. I want to know how that works with Caitan's passive. I may reroll just to find that out. I think Burn Fatigue is probably the card we need, but I want to know how that works with Caitan's passive. Upgrades only lose 2 mana. Okay, we can't afford that one, definitely. I think we upgrade the other Enrage. I think we cut one of the Heated Strikes. Or we cut the Scattered Beam. We cut one of the Heated Strikes. We'll probably end up cutting one of the Fire Taps as well, just because like that's how I've been playing the list. The funny thing is we don't actually need at least Elemental Strike, because of where we're at. I would like to try out at Mystic Ritual, because that's card draw, and we would like card draw. We do also still need a lot more mana. Okay, so we're going to do that first, because we want these Cannon Blasts to start down ticking. And then we're going to copy an Enrage. Which I think should mean, oh yeah, that's just going to be devastating. Okay, we're at 52 of Vengeance. The Might Rune helps a lot. That's not really what we want. I might be willing, I think I am willing to reroll for the card draw. I think we need it. That seems good. Removing the evasion is also arguably the play, just because that'll make Ruby Dragon easier, but too late now. Nothing there. That event was never going to be useful. So do we go through here? If we do, we have to deal with 2 of these fights. So we're basically just getting this Dragonfly Elite, which isn't worth that much to us, instead of like 3 events, and events in this area tend to be pretty good. Or there are enough good events that I am happy with trying to go for them. Alright. So it's very convenient that that's 3, because it means that we aren't going to explode when we play that, although there's a chance that the Gamblers will explode us. Okay, so we're going to play this twice. Here, gotten that out. So here's the plan. Pop. Take out those evasion ranks. Pop. Okay, that leaves us unfortunately vulnerable to this last one. For some reason I thought, oh, cool. We have Frostberry from our Frost Rips. Trying to figure out why we had that. Alright, and then we can play that, and we don't even have to risk the Gambler's Focus. I think we take the Burning Focus. It helps with our Fire Taps. Drakes don't care. Alpha, we don't care. Take the upgrade. Okay, we've upgraded all of those. So our next upgrade is, I think we upgrade the Perfected Strike. So far we don't know what the Perfected Strike does because we haven't drawn it, but, or we don't know how it works with the passive. But any fight could be the first fight. Okay. So I think I do this, trying to figure out how I sequence this best. So we're going to do this, because we're seeing like, yeah, if we draw this, okay, we do indeed draw a copy, which we then immediately play, which is kind of what I was hoping was going to happen. And then you have a really bad day. So unfortunately, like, playing it still loses us the mana, but it doesn't matter in this case because we just win. So that's good to know, is that like we can just immediately get, it costs us 4 mana, but it does huge damage. I think we take the Burn Fatigue for the draw. That doesn't do anything for us. None of that does anything for us. We upgrade. Rights Plus is pretty good. I think we probably need to upgrade one of our mana cards. I just have to decide which one. I think Rights is the easy answer because it's the cleanest to play. And then we cut. I kind of want to cut one of the fire taps. They're a little bit awkward, but they'll be fine. We'll just keep moving for now. Nothing stands out to me as like really a problem, and we're getting a decent number of events, which means that we are not bloating the deck much. Ruby Dragon obviously has the potential to be a problem fight. Let's see how much. Okay, we did get Arcane there, which means we are risking exploding. And by risking exploding, I mean we're 100% going to explode here. So we're doing this first. I should do that. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that because there's no point in not doing it if we're going to be exploding anyway. Because the second one's not going to blow us up. And yeah, that pays off because now... surely we wouldn't explode again. Okay, we didn't. And that's just going to blow them all up. And we're good. And get all our health back anyway. Do we need a trial by fire? It seems okay. I don't think that's better than the Frost Grimoire. I think getting the freezes up better, more consistently is good. We may not need the Frost Robes because we do have that other thing. Plus 30% damage to our spells is potentially very good. We'll take it. Let's see what we get here. Sure. Okay, so we got one upgrade from the events, then we just dodged a bunch of having to do fights, which is nice. So this one is probably going to be a pain in the butt. Just because it's very unlikely that we actually get this kill this turn. I don't want to use that this turn. Can get just so much mighty. And we are just going to end up popping this and forcing out. Okay, we don't actually end up forcing out the summon this turn, which seems fine. We lose all of our 85 vengeance stacks. And we're totally cool with not forcing out the summon this turn because that just means things are a little bit easier on us. Okay, so let's start with that. We want to be out of mana when we use the Battle Ready because there's a decent chance it draws the Perfected Strike. Yep. I'll play it again. And then did we take the mana ingot at the beginning? No, we took the Mighty Rune. That's right. Oh, that one is still cost one. That's, how does one of them cost? Oh, because we only had the cost because of spell stance. That's okay. We got rid of all the evasion. They didn't set up more evasion, so we should be good. Yeah, we just had to get things, and that'll just clear out the fight. Let's take probably more mana. I mean, this is also, that's actually also very good potentially. Yeah, we'll take that. That's okay, but we don't need it. This seems better than that. And then we're going to upgrade. I think we still are on the upgrade mana plan. That's just +2 mana. And then I don't know that we need the artillery, but I like it, so we're keeping it. And you can't stop me. Do we still need the heated strike? That's the question, I think. I think so. I think we're moving on. Let's see, we're fighting Maw, which we could have known if I was paying attention, but why would I do that? I think we want to try and get Ravenous Intent or Hungering Focus, because both those are pretty good for us. I do really like having the... We should probably cut the Scatter Beam, or we probably can't afford to, but... Okay, this is probably going to be our first spell, our first thing, unless we get... Figure you. And it gets even more Vengeance. Okay, so let's do that first. And then draw a strike. Because we're just trying to avoid Perfected Strike ruining our deck. Okay, we didn't even draw it. There we go. Nice and clean. Are we just taking another Careless Strike? It's that or the Regrowth. I think we're just taking another Careless Strike. I'm really surprised we haven't yet drawn Perfected in an opening hand. So we want to trigger you, but probably after we've drawn our cards. I don't know that we want to copy this. I mean, why not? Alright, let's see if we can get Perfected out. Okay, nope. We do not have the mana that we want, which is a bit of an annoyance. We can trigger that action, which isn't the worst thing for us to do. You're just going to burn out, though. Can we just pop you? Eat the damage here, because whatever. We're Caitan, we don't care about damage. Okay, yeah, mana is absolutely a problem. That's incredibly satisfying. Although, in this case, it's a problem because we didn't draw any mana cards. Because our deck just does not have enough mana cards. That hand is very unfortunate. Okay. That should be... Yeah, burn him out. Okay. Purging Waters is funny. Or not Purging Waters, Bombardment is funny. We'll try it. I don't know that we need it. We probably cut the Scattered Beam. Do we go ahead and rest? It'll be fine. Okay, there's a card draw trinket. That helps a lot. We'll take that over, I think, the... Yeah, over the stopwatch, sure. Probably the stopwatch was not... We probably should have just cut the min bot, and because then we could have just used rests, but... Lazy. Absolutely gonna enrage and enrage. And enrage. And enrage. It's now 17 damage. Oh, we risk exploding at this point. Worth it. Do we do this first? Yes. Pop. Finish you off. And then we take a little bit of damage. Okay, yeah, we definitely need to rest after this fight. As usual, seeing the downside of Caitan when you don't draw your damage sources. Alright, we can... kind of want to draw into mana, which we can't do with this hand, so we're going to do that. Force a shuffle. Okay. That got us to mana. We can play that. I'm trying to get these to cost 0. So that we can finish this dork off. There we go. Obviously losing a bunch of health here, but man, Mana Bolt is so good. Mana Bolt just solves all of our mana problems, but I think we need the Ravenous Intent. So we don't just bleed out. I think we cut the Scatter Beam at this point. I think we have other ways to do that, to have that roll filled. We do absolutely need rest though. We would love to be getting like Temporary Mighty, because that's one of the like three or four buffs you can get from random buffs. Okay. Fire tap you. Okay, we're probably copying that. But we want to avoid tripping those Dork Wads if we can. Yeah, we're going to do that. Which... we can then play this, which will maybe... we will not quite kill them. Okay. Then we take a bunch of damage. Because we can draw cards, but then we get hit by both of them because of the fatigue. Prowlers are really obnoxious when you're trying to turn 1 kill stuff, and you don't have... I should have kept the Frost Rune, we would have been good. Also, like, it's random where the burn goes on a lot of that, and it just all ended up on this jackwagon. Which is unfortunate. Or no, sorry, because a lot of that burn wasn't from... I was thinking that burn was from temporary cards, but it wasn't. It was from the Worm's Bite. Arms Race is pretty good. This is pretty okay. I think we're fine with cutting. I think this is just going to get me in trouble. But we still have a decent number of rests. Like, we can afford to rest before I think every other... You have 4 rests left. Yeah, we can rest before every other battle in the run and be fine. So I'm okay with bleeding out health. It is pretty obvious that like this run hasn't quite come together. Like this fight, we're totally fine doing that because we don't care. We're gonna just crowd the board. I want to get this out to get the cannon blasts going, but I don't want to spin that to be our first thing played. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna see if it draws us. Okay, it didn't. Didn't draw us perfected. We will get... I think that's probably the one we want to play twice. We probably want to copy this with Spyglass. Start by drawing and see what we get. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize we had 2 Careless Strikes. Yeah, our mana doesn't quite work out for that. We should probably just need to cut the artillery. Our mana is just a little too awkward to justify it. It's very nice that we can just overfill the board. And it's not quite killing everyone. I mean, at that point we'll go and do that. There we go. Problem solved. Corrupted Font's very good. Vindictive Strike is also amazing, though. Do we need the mana more than we need the Vindictive Strike? I think the answer is yes, unfortunately. I think that our damage, like, I'm kind of at the point where I've given up on turn 1 killing things. So, just ensuring that we have the pieces that we need to win, to do as much as we can, is where I'm at. We would like another card draw, I think. We'll see what we can find. Okay, so yeah. There's an example of it just like eating all of our mana just immediately, which, you know, good things, bad things. I don't know if we can overfill the board. I want to bet. I'm betting there's only... I haven't tested the bug extensively, but I'm betting that we can only get up to 4 things on the board. Okay. Let's get that. Okay, that didn't explode us. Let's get somebody to be mean to us. Actually, let's just do that, which is going to do a lot of work. And then we can draw more cards. That seems good. These seem pretty good with specifically the overheats. Okay, so this costs us effectively 3 mana. I don't love that like the cost extra thing still happens even if whatever, because it just makes it a little bit harder to... Alright, this is not quite going to kill, but we can kill you, and then kill you, and then finish you off. And that worked out. Okay, Stinging Strike is okay. Alright, this is a pretty easy fight. It is very funny to me that this fight is in the same bracket as the fight where you have to deal with two of those other jerkas, those two other jackasses. I forget what they're called. In a stunning turn of events, my brain is drawing a blank on words. Get a lot of vengeance. Draw maybe a perfected strike, not perfected strike. We do want to play that though to get the... I do like getting the idea of getting a lot of conflict rates in our deck. I'm debating if I want to trigger this thing and get it to hit us a couple times to get more vengeance. Sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? So we are going to... It's that we just play this, we need a bunch of Cannon Blasts, but again, I don't think we can quite afford that. But now we'll do it. Because we do have a ton of mana as soon as we get rid of Jimmy. That's the name of that character, right? Well, that's the name of this enemy, right? Jimmy. Cool. Alright, so we need space for... We have enough space to do this twice. Or we have enough space to do it once, and then we can get the other space later. Okay, let's get back into this stance. Let's pop you for a bunch. Again, swap stance again. Pop you for a bunch. How many more skills are in the deck? Several. Got more skills. We can think about what we want to do. We'll do that. Okay. That was largely just a test to see if we were going to end up drawing perfected yet. See what that gives us. Alright, shock. It's obviously the best thing we could have gotten. Don't blow us up. It didn't blow us up. This kills everything. Cascade failure of life. We win. Okay. That's very good. Deck has kind of come together finally. It just took me a while to find all the pieces that I wanted. We can get the free upgrade, which is great on the Show of Force. This is theoretically useful, but we don't care about healing because we're going into the boss. And we're going to see if we can get a turn 1 kill here. I wouldn't be surprised if the answer is we can't, but... Alright, is there anything I want to cut? Stinging Strike is a little underwhelming. Yeah, I think I'm cool cutting one of the Stinging Strikes. Or cutting the Stinging Strike. This doesn't do anything for us. I don't like losing the maximum hand size. Yeah, I think not losing the maximum hand size is more important here. And then this is okay, but I think the frost is more important, and we are likely to have to freeze the target and then be able to start wailing on it. So we got a couple of card draw trinkets, which helps. We have other stuff that helps. I think we are going to Spyglass the Burn Fatigue. Oh, I should save that until I'm sure. Actually, this is fine in terms of sequencing. Draw strike. We need to find... Oh, we blew ourselves up. That's fine. These things happen. Kind of love to see that one as our first thing to have happen. We can apply a little bit of burn here. Okay. 57 burn. Okay. And then that means that the conflict rate is just going to go... Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. We got that freeze out, which means that we can now do this. And then that adds more burn, so we can machine gun you further. Oh, I should have done this first. That's on me. Okay. And yeah, we can't actually show force. But we can get perfected strike for the kill, which seems okay. And so that's another turn 1 Maw kill. Yeah, I keep struggling through runs and then ending with a turn 1 kill on Maw, which is kind of hilarious to me. So yeah, that deck I would say more or less worked. I like it. I don't even know. I haven't looked over the full list. I don't know if there's. I don't love the fire taps in the starting list. Like I said, I would kind of like to see those change for something else. I just don't know what. Not that. Because like you want to draw at least 2 cards, which means your options are like Sadly, which is just stupidly expensive, or Introspection, which just kind of needs an upgrade to be any good. Because like I don't want to pay 3 mana for the draw 2 in this deck. I think that you do need it to be the fire tap for that reason. Runic Study is very good if you have the spells, but this deck doesn't really have the spells in the starting deck list. So yeah, I think the fire taps are what you have to be using here. I just don't like them, but there's no better option. So anyway, that's the video. I will see you guys next.